Hello, this is Roberta Reeves, the Gangsta Guru, and I am sharing with you today a video that is near and dear to my heart. It has been said that the Declaration of Independence was signed in ink on July 4th, 1776, and signed again in blood in Brooklyn, New York on August 27th, 1776. In the biggest and bloodiest battle of the American Revolution, which started, ironically, in a watermelon patch, with the British pilfering the rebels' watermelons. How dare them? My beloved friend, my soul friend, my Anam Cara, Tom Wisner, wrote a song about this. And what this video is an attempt to illustrate and bring to life the lyric of his song. It's called The Old Line because when George Washington watched the 400 men from Maryland, Maryland's old line, he looked down on them being slaughtered. They went on a suicide mission to hold the line so that George Washington could escape across the Gowanus Creek long before he ever escaped across the Delaware River. And so I invite you to come and listen and learn. Behind me, you will see the Maryland 3rd Regiment flag, also known as the Cowpens flag. It is a circle of stars. Before our flag was broken lines, it was a circle of 12 stars with one star in the middle. The book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 1, speaks of a woman clothed in the sun, standing on the moon with a crown of stars at her head. I have reason to believe that this woman referred to is Our Lady of Guadalupe because astrologically the corona borealis was on her head, and you see her clothed in the sun in the image, which is not able to be described or discovered scientifically. It's a miracle. And I invite you to listen to Tom's lyric and to remember that our country is not dead and dying. It's immortalized in these Maryland 400 and the stars on this Cowpens flag that you see behind me. So I am from Mary's land, the state of Maryland, where in summer of 1776, 400 young men were trained in Annapolis with broomsticks. They were the only trained fighting militia in the first battle with the British that George Washington faced after the Declaration of Independence. George Washington looked down on these men from a high hill where now stands an altar to liberty in the Greenwood Cemetery in Brooklyn, and he said this: "What fine, brave men I must lose this day. They are my old line." And from this, the state of Maryland gets its nickname, the Old Line State. I am a proud Marylander. I am a proud patriot. And I am also a spiritual seeker. At that battle, the Americans should never have won. They were totally outmanned, totally outtrained by the strongest fighting force in the entire world. In that moment, the sun never set on the British Empire. And so for them to have won would have taken a miracle. And indeed, there was a miracle. Mother Gaia threw a fog so thick that the Brits could not see 3 feet in front of their faces. All they could see was a string of lights from those 400 single file men. Everybody else in the rebel army, the ragtag rebel army was skedaddling across the Gowanus Creek, stealing every boat in sight, taking horses across the creek. Many people drowned, many horses drowned in this first evacuation of George Washington. Had these men not stood the line that day and not signed the Declaration of Independence with their blood, we would be speaking the Queen's English today, curtsying and drinking tea at 4 o'clock. It is so important for us in this day, in this time, to remember what these men were fighting for. They were fighting for our liberty and our freedom. We are their progeny. We are the people that they were fighting for, that they found a cause worthy enough to stand that line, shed their blood, and die. We need to remember that. We walk in the footsteps of these ancestors. Let's make them proud. Let's claim our right to our freedom, to our life, to our liberty, and to our pursuit of happiness. Namaste.
Are you guys ready? Are you ready? All the way! Let's go!
Come and gather round these truths we share. Leave division lying there. In our unity we will serve this land of ours. With brave hearts we stood at the Battle of Long Island. 400 strong, we formed the Maryland line. We were freeborn in Mary's land, and we chose to take a stand. Oh, how grand and brave and true. Oh, how grand we stood her through. General Washington was moved to say, what fine brave men I lose this day. And our memory lies there rustling the old line, with our brave hearts among the stars. Well, did Old Glory fly at the Battle of Long Island? I held on high for the victory, live or die. Oh, she fell into, we'll never know. Her colors faded long ago. Our brave hearts had joined the stars. Far above this land of ours, there appeared a great wonder up in heaven. A woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet. And upon her head there was a crown of 12 stars. Book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 1. Our story may be told from the center of the circle, 12 stars around for the one that stands alone. On the Cowpens flag, a legacy, a symbol of our destiny. of how we stood while all withdrew. And there alone we stood her through. Come and gather round these truths we share. Leave division lying there. In our unity we will serve this land of ours. Oh, we'll relight that fire from the center of the circle with pride in our land and our legend of the lion. We are deep in the darkened time. My country is not dead or dying, inspired among the stars above. Circled o'er this land of ours, come and gather round these truths we share. Leave division lying there. In our unity we will serve this land of ours. With our brave hearts among the stars. Thank you.
And so I invite you to walk in the footsteps of the ancestors with me. Walk in the footsteps of the old line. Stand with me at the altar of liberty. Salute as the goddess of war and wisdom, Minerva, salutes. Lady Liberty, la liberté qui éclaire le monde. Liberty who enlightens the world. And remember, as Tom Wisner suggests, come and gather round these truths we share. Leave division lying there. Namaste, many blessings, and may the flame of liberty burn bright in your heart.
Come and gather round the truths we share. Leave division lying there. In our unity we will serve this land of ours. That's for you. That's the verse for you. Come and gather round these truths we share. Leave division lying there. In our unity we will serve this land of ours. Again, come on, it's come and gather round these truths we share. Leave division lying there. It's a nice line. Come and gather round the truths we share. Leave division lying there. In our unity we will serve this land of ours. Can you pick that up? Then I can let go of the guitar. Can you? Come and gather round these truths we share. Leave division lying there. In our unity we will serve this land of ours. I sing it different each time, I'm sure, but you know. And the way it starts is this way. With brave hearts we stood at the Battle of Long Island. 400 strong, we formed the Maryland line. We were freeborn in Mary's land, and we chose to make a stand. Oh, how grand and brave and true. Oh, how grand. We stood her through. And this chorus, the first chorus, is a little different. General Washington was moved to say, what fine brave men I lose this day. And our memory lies at rest in the old line. With our brave hearts among the stars. Well, did Old Glory fly at the Battle of Long Island? I held on high, for the victory, live or die. But she fell in fields we'll never know, her colors faded long ago. Our brave hearts have joined the stars, far above this land of ours. Da 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 da. Hey da 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 da. So that's my druthers in this song, and my druthers are too. That it's 86 beats, that it's cadence, you know, because it's the honoring the men who've gone before and stood these lines with to your left, hit 4-3, to your left, right, hit your left. My dad used to do that, and I love that sense of honoring those people. And there appeared a great wonder up in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head there was a crown of 12 stars. Now I learned that from Revelations chapter 12, verse 1. Our story may be told from the center of a circle, 12 stars around, or the one that stands alone on the Cowpens flag, a legacy, a symbol of our destiny, of how we stood while all withdrew. And there alone we stood her through. Come and gather round these truths we share, leave division lying there. In our unity we will serve this land of ours, with our brave hearts among the stars. I learned these words from Martin. He uses them in his speeches sometimes. Oh, we'll relight that fire from the center of our circle, with pride in our land and our legend of the line. We are deep in a darkened time. My country is not dead and I'm inspired among the stars above. Circled order, this land I love. Come and gather around these truths we share, leave division lying there. In our unity we will serve this land of ours, with our brave hearts among the stars.